Nobody's here. Nobody's watching. What if my live was just you guys watching me watch somebody else live? Wouldn't that be creepy? Oh, 5 people. What? I was just looking. See, brother, you are always the first one on here. I'm good. How are you? Got some goodies today. It smells like fall. Brad 95, you've been waiting for this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, me too. I love these things. You know, last week someone suggested that I have a topic, so I think I put the title as Winter Preps and Q&A. So any Q&As you guys have, or any questions you guys have, or stuff changes. I feel today's the first day of fall. Today is like it's cold today. It's nice. I broke out my sweater vests. If you're part of the 68% and you don't have a sweater vest, are you even part of the 68%? I'm not sure that you are. I've been playing with this thing. This thing's pretty cool. Feels like I don't know, like Terminator's flashlight or something. Batman's flashlight. That's what it feels like. Yo, Mahoney, what's up? Lamp oil. I love my old-fashioned oil lamps. Thrift store. Really? You use oil lamps? That's pretty dope. I guess like in a power outage, that's a good idea. You don't have to worry about that. I love that. What's up, Canuck? Back in the house. Hello again. Canuck, did you change your screen name? I feel like it was something else before. Either way, I like it. Do you have a channel, Outlaw? Do I follow you? Do I even follow you? Let's see. Channel. Go to channel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just subscribed, Canuck. Why wasn't I subscribed already? What a terrible YouTuber. Brad 95. Yeah, oil lamps as a Totsie. That's a good call. I did change it. I'm going to keep it at this. Yeah, Outlaw Canuck. I like that better. That's pretty cool. My channel's boring. Hey, I'm with you, man. Make Tiki Torches great again. Dang, Mahoney, careful. So this is supposed to be winter preps and Q&A, more of a topic instead of just me, I don't know, doing nothing. I feel like today, I spent a lot of time in the yard today, taking down the pool. We have an above ground pool. Took down the pool. My wife is pulling a bunch of stuff out of the garden. I had this, I'm not even calling him a contractor anymore. He's a guy that pretended to be a contractor. But I had to get all the supplies and stuff because he left the deck. I made him quit. I locked him out of the yard. So I got to get all those supplies together. And apparently I have to build a deck now, which I don't know how to do. So John Spink, sorry I'm late. I was in the UP of Michigan for 3 days. Can't wait to review the missed content. Thanks, man. Winter's coming. Jason Myers. Oh, look what I have, Mr. Jason Myers. I'm trying my best not to fidget with other things, just to fidget with the thing you sent me. So I'm gonna show it here in a little bit. Rock Valley ready? Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Oh shoot. Yeah, I still have the note. Okay, good. Yeah, I love me some winter, but I don't know why I love winter because it makes me nervous. I feel like, yeah, winter preps. I have a big bag. I need to show that bag. It's a giant duffel bag. I just throw a bunch of winter gear in there for my family. My real worry is like getting stranded on the side of the road when it's cold, cold. You know, things go south quick, man. In the winter. In the winter. Every little thing suddenly. I feel like we don't, you know, I think one of the best winter preps is just dressing appropriately. I feel like most people, they don't. They dress the same that they dress all the time because they go from their warm house to their warm car to their warm job, especially probably 68 percenters. Klondike, back in the house. Um, yeah, I feel like people just, you know, they just dress normal. Yeah, exactly, outlaw. They're very comfortable. They just assume their heater's gonna, and in winter that assumption can, I I try not to be, you know, full of fear, but winter and I, like I said, I spent a lot of time in Alaska, so I know how quickly it can go. So I think that's the best prep. The first prep is just to, little red hen, what's up? Is just to dress appropriately. And I see most people don't do that. They have these little windbreakers on, you know, like if they had to stand outside at 25 or 30 degrees, they'd be shivering in 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Been deleted. Howdy, what's up, man? I probably overdress in the winter, to be honest with you. I wear coats that are too big, or I'll probably carry a puffy in my EDC bag just to, you know, extra pair of socks. And I work around a lot of females. I really see that in females. Like they don't dress for the weather. At least I don't mean to categorize. I don't mean I'm not trying to generalize women, but the ones that I work with, they don't they wear their regular clothes and like maybe a light coat. I'm like, if you had to walk anywhere in those heels, you. What's up, Wyoming? Back in the house. I like it. Local prepper. Trust but verify. What are we talking about, local? Toys in the house like a moose. The main thing for winter protection is windproof and waterproof outer layer. Yeah. Yeah, my coworkers think I'm crazy because I wear an extra layer under my scrubs. Yeah, you know, my board. Oh, trust but verify. This one here? Nope, just trust, just full on verify nothing. Yeah, trust. Can you see the board there? Yeah, you can kind of see that, huh? Yeah, trust but verify. That's good from the military. Um, that might be the best thing about winter is I'll wear a sub layer like a long johns and a thermal, and then I'll wear that to work under my work clothes, and then I get home and take my work clothes off, and I'm already in my pajamas. I wear pajamas all day long. I love it. Uh, Brad95 asks, what do people think of Survival Dispatch? I used to like them, but now they're fear-mongering clickbait. Are they the ones doing the regular collaborations on a second 9/11 is going to happen any minute? Lindsay Ray, what's up? Winter is coming. The shovels come out. Yes, I put a shovel in my car today because I went off the road once and didn't have a shovel, and I was in it. I see everything. Don't look. I'm behind you. Dang, local. You're creeping me out. I love a big winter storm coming. I love the challenge of digging out after 2 or 3 months. Yeah. Initially it's exciting, but then after, yeah, the fifth time you have to shovel, it's Brad 95, Northern Wisconsin. So extra blankets and hand warmers, body warmers. Yeah. So in my EDC bag, I will add a beanie and a pair of gloves that I don't wear all the time, but I always have that with me. And I need to add a pair of socks, although I wear winter socks to work in the winter. So Little Red Hen, I travel, she says, in my vehicle, but I'm also in and out of houses, so I don't like to have my coat on all the time. Yeah, I don't either. I like to be cold. So I'll leave my coat in the car, but at least having it with you, you know. I see some people they wear what they wear in the summer. They just, well, not shorts, but they wear what they wear in the summer to work anyway, and they just kind of throw a light coat on. I'm like, dude, Unfortunately, Ben Deleted says, unfortunately, most channels turn to clickbait because of, oh, Brad says yes. Yeah, I've been seeing, I was like, what is this second 9/11? It's been happening tomorrow for like 2 weeks. Are they, I watched a little bit of it, but yes, Survival Dispatch. So Local says Survival Dispatch has sources. They have become a total joke. They are masters of the what if game, because they used to get a lot of experts on there, right? I think even Bear Independent did some stuff, and Black Scout Survival, I think, was on there. I liked some of their stuff in the beginning. Yeah. Just picked up some wool blankets, Chris says, to leave in cars. Yeah, I have a big wool blanket in mine. And then the duffel bag with the winter gear. I have a lot of sleeping bags too, so those are easy to throw in there. Like if you did get stranded, better than like changing clothes and putting more clothes on, just have some sleeping bags that the kids can kind of just jump in with their regular clothes. And I've been doing that since I already have them and they're easier to move, you know? Because with clothing, what I have to worry about all the time is, does it still fit? So I looked last year at my winter bag, and it had this little snowsuit for my 6-year-old back when he was like 3. So it wouldn't fit him. So blankets and I think sleeping bags work well for that too. Always have a shovel. Yes. Hiking or snow boots, depending on the time of year. Yep. Yeah, shovels are so important because you slide off the road, you get stuck in a snow berm, and you get in there with your hands and you have no gloves. You'll last 42 seconds. Stick-on body warmers are a game changer. I have a few in all my vehicles and bags. What is a stick-on? Why don't I know about this? Do I even prep? Stick-on body warmers. Brad95 says, Survival Dispatch used to be good until they let that Chris Haven take over. Yeah, that caught me off guard too, because I saw that 9/11. Second 9/11, any second. And I was like, is this Survival Dispatch? It used to be more like survival stuff and bushcraft. And Lindsay says, I have a wool blanket and moving blanket. Moving blanket is great for picking up random stuff. Yeah, moving blankets are good. Emergency bivvy, yep. Canuck Outlaw says, small bag of salt. A small, for under your tires. Yeah, I've done that too, like carpet squares to put under the front tire. Like, I've used those before. Little pieces of wood too. Some boards can be helpful. More winter preps this year because I'm seeing more than a few predictions that say winter's going to be like 2013 and 14, which was record-breaking cold for Wisconsin. Ooh. Battery booster, yeah. I normally carry one of those anyway, but 12-volt heating blanket, now that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah. It's amazing how 1 or 2 candles will take the chill off in a stranded car. Now that's a good idea. That's a good one. Jason Meyer says, I have 2 extra sets of hooded sweatshirts and a bright orange along with some extra t-shirts. Same colors, stand out in the forest background. Yeah. Salt for your tires. Yep. Backroads, what's up? We used to make survival candles. We used to make survival candles, and I want to say wood chips, wax and wood chips. Yeah. This is that friend of mine who makes these emergency candles, which are pretty cool. They smell nice too, and they have little match strikers on the back. Yeah, these are good. One of these sitting in your car. I should just leave this in the car, right? Someone says, do you like cheese? I like jalapeno. Jalapeno jack. That's the cheese that I like. Emergency bivy bags are way more space efficient for vehicle than blankets. Yeah. Like I said, I like the sleeping bag approach. It's already done for you, you know? You can zip it up, more efficient than a blanket, yeah. Salt works for windows too. Extra warm clothes in the vehicle. Blah 219, what up, man? My winter kit includes I almost said my winter kit. My winter kit includes a shovel, wool blanket, and a compass. You're one of my members, so I will not disparage you, besmirch. I will not besmirch you, but how dare you? How dare you? A compass. Do people still put plastic on their windows? Cat litter is better for traction than salt. I've been carrying litter for years and it works great. That's a good tip. Thanks, Backroads. I would suggest rock salt. Yeah, rock salt. Little red hen. Stick-on body warmers come from the same company that make hot hands. Okay. Klondike says, I know Mike at LLOD carries a small water bottle of washer fluid. That's not a bad idea. For the outside of the windows? Oh. I've tried that. You ever tried the hot water in a Ziploc bag? You kind of rub it across there. I've seen people try the hot water by itself and it just shatters the window. Rock Valley Ready. Okay, this is a pro tip. So lived in my Durango for a while and learned a few things to keep warm. A couple body warmers, a couple bodies warm spaced underneath the base blanket. Sure keep me warm for the night. Water bottles. Are you trying to say water bottles? What did I want to share tonight? Your compass is lying to you. That's right. Yeah, Ben deleted. They all lie. All of these compasses. Look at this. Where's their Buchenmacher, Herr Buchenmacher. He sent me all these. They made the whatchamacallit there. I love you like a pimple I'm waiting to pop. Oh, are you guys pickers? There's two types of people. There's pickers and then there's non-pickers. Rain-X purple windshield. Washer is good to -30 here in Montana. Get down to -50. The purple still clears the windshield. That's good info. It's expensive though. I buy the cheap stuff. We don't see -30 though. In Fairbanks, the coldest I've ever seen was -53 raw temperature, no wind. I mean, everything stops working. Your LCD radio stops working. Your door latches stop latching. Your tires, the flat spot in your tire, you feel like Barney Rubble. Everything stops once you hit like 30 below. It's crazy. Look at this. I was waiting for Buchenmacher to get in here, but he's not here yet. Look what he made me. So he's prototyping a pick holster for our little 68%er picks. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And then on the back side, you put your see if I can not show my ID again. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Yeah, check this out. Is this guy gonna work? Yeah. Oh. MTW, and then is that 68%? 68%. Boom. Pretty cool. I'm gonna give him some feedback on it. Maybe we can start making them for production. Pretty cool though. I like that. Also, what else? So Jason, who's in here, Jason Myers, he sent me. So I'm trying not to fidget. I keep getting crap for fidgeting with stuff. You know, I'm a fidgeter, right? And I watched my friendship video and I had this knife. I thought I was being quiet. It was not quiet the whole time. I get it. My wife said she tried to watch a show and she had to stop because my fidgeting was too much. So picked up a set from Harbor Freight. Yeah, Little Red Hen. What'd you pay? Like $2 for them? It's the way to go. So look, Jason says, thanks for reaching out and trusting me with an email address. I'll delete your email after I send this. Thank you for keeping it all Black Ops. I did this one tactical black so you could play with it a little bit while on patrol and worry about not being seen, you know, because of all the assaulting I'll be doing. Don't drop them without a powerful magnet to find them. Hope this is the thing that helps you keep your hands occupied and brings you a little peace. Great following your channel. Wish you the best in all the future. Peace, Jason. Look at this little case it came in too. I'm going to save this forever. Look at this. So those are 2 monkey claws. Got some metal inside there. Are they magnetic? So, look. I can fidget with this and it's not noisy. So you guys can thank Jason for that. All right, Canuck, good night. Have a good night, man. I know you're you live in the future. Let's see. Robert Edwards says the way to check if you have a good compass or a cheap Chinese junk is to lay the compass on a table pointed north. Place a magnet just to right of north, remove, then place left of north. See, that's very complicated. That's why I don't carry compasses. Fidget away, my friend. I will. Thank you. This is great. My wife was like, oh, that's so much better. Dilgat, it's good to hear other people are scared of winter. I thought I was weird regardless. Now, winter's my favorite season but it makes me nervous. Like, I feel like it keeps me alert, you know? I start doing cold showers again in the winter. If you do cold showers in the summer, that's, what is that? That's like doing the sauna in the winter. Like, if you sauna in summer and cold showers in the summer or in the winter, now you're a baller. Hearing this winter is gonna be bad scares me. At least I have an all-wheel drive. I don't even have a four-wheel drive. I probably need to get one. Brandon 5269 says, love the channel, keep up the good work. Got a fan here in Michigan. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, Outlaw's going to bed. Thank you, Jason. Wait, Klondike, are you thanking Jason for doing this to keep me quiet now? You're welcome, brother. I love you like a stranger that I watch on YouTube in the evenings when I should be sleeping. Yeah. Did you review that stuff you got for free yet? I have a flashlight video coming out tomorrow that has like the Woobin X4. I haven't done that power station though. Those people they're gonna send people to my house probably. I need to do it. I'll probably do it Monday or Tuesday. I have a part 2 for the Friends video coming out this week, and then an axe. So an axe project that I'm working on. 24-inch pack axe from Whiskey River Trading Company, and the head from my broken Trail Boss, Cold Steel Trail Boss. So this is gonna be sexy as hell. Look at that. Ooh, I like your style. So I just quoted Warren G. Yeah, so I'll be doing that video hopefully this week too. Northeasterners complain about winter. You don't know what winter is. All you Northeasterners complaining about winter, you don't know what winter is. Gnostic, where are you at? Where's winter worse than the Northeast? Dexterity training tool. Missed the last one. Brad Wind. You're okay, Brad? Mark's Adventures. Hey, what up, man? All-wheel drive doesn't always work like you need it to. Smart driving is the best. Yeah, that's true. And new tires, too. I'm cheap, so I let my tires, you know, my worn tires go into winter. I always regret it. I just slip and slide all winter, and then... Klondike Outdoors, you're welcome. We can be seen together without the gong. What? Jason, you son of a mother. I feel like I've been tricked. What if I used your thing to... I'm just kidding. I won't do that to you guys. How's that lighter boot going? Did it turn into flint ferro rod to dust yet? Winter and cold states just needs planning. Yeah. You can't call yourself a prepper if you can't even plan for a normal season change. Yeah. Trail Boss is a great axe for how much it costs. My daughter broke it though. She missed the she overswung on a round, and it just cracked the back of the handle. So I'm gonna do it. I wanted a shorter one anyway. I felt like 28 inches was too long. Mark's Adventures, what's up, man? Carol's in the house. Processing several pounds of apples. Nice. You had some great comments today, Carol. I appreciate all that, especially about the Torah and all that stuff. I might start a separate channel for Bible stuff, because I know it's not exactly the same crowd. Or maybe a separate channel. What do you guys think about a separate channel for dad stuff? Like husband and dad stuff? In the first couple of days of my channel, I put out a couple like marriage videos, and they didn't do well, because it's not this, the algorithm doesn't favor different types of videos, but Jason, yeah. Yeah, the double gong show. I'll start all my lives like this. Jason's like, dang it. Yeah, Dalgot says, my boss buys cheap, crappy wheels, then buys some nice winter tires. Only has to change them every other year. Yeah. Putty knife has a great resonance to it. I know. Doesn't it? I feel like it's the God frequency. It's very zen. Anyway, it drives people crazy though. So I can't. Z-Man B-Man says, yes, please. Wait, which one? Z-Man B-Man? What do you mean? Yes, please. Would like a dad, religion, family stuff one? Like a B channel? I know some people do B channels. That way the algorithm doesn't, you know, because if I try and do a dad thing on here, it won't push it. It won't push it to the same crowd. Even the axe one, I was like, I don't know. So I still use prepping hashtags because it was related to prepping, but I felt like that might be too far off track for my audience. But Can you place a formed metal cover over the face of the axe handle near the head to protect the handle from breaking? Yeah, probably. This one was just the weight though, just the weight of the head. It wasn't even like right underneath it. It was far back. She missed big time. So it did this, and the weight of the head cracked the back of the handle. But that new project's going to be nice because I love the head on that. I never loved the cold steel handle that they put on the Trail Boss. I felt like it was a little bit too long, and the balance was off. So Wasteland by Wednesday had a good video. Yes, his pantry video, that was a very good video. They got their crap together. His group, like they each have a 365 plan. Even though, so Chris doesn't even think you should bug in, but he has a year's worth of food supply. That's prepping. This guy, I want to be like Chris when I grow up. So, dad, family stuff. Z-Man, B-Man, you're a new dad. Congratulations, man. Yeah, I have lots of tips and stuff. You should start a vetted Bible study for men. Yeah. Instead of my unvetted one in my friend's story, cowards and traitors. Just courageous and loyal men in a Bible study. That's what I want. I need that. Can't fight the algorithm. Yeah. It's 1:29 here, going back to sleep. Night Mike and chat. All right, Mark's Adventures. Thanks for checking in, man. Get some sleep. Taping wife. This is a very high quality taping knife. That's what Gnostic says. It's the best of the best. The best of the best, sir. Radio operator, what up, man? How are you? With the dad channel, we could all try to outdo each other with dad jokes. There's some people out there doing that really well, and my dad jokes kind of suck, but that would be a good one. I'm not at all interested in the dad religion channel, but I think you could do both channels if you have the time. I know that it would require a lot of time, but I'm not a dad, and I get my religion from my church on Sunday mornings. Thanks for the feedback, Jason. How do you vet for a Bible study YouTube channel? Blood oath and tattoo. You need to send me a video of your blood oath and then your secret symbol tattoo. Canadian Prepper actually had a good video on food forest the other day. Oh, really? I'll have to check that out. It wasn't about World War III? Food forest for World War III? I'm just kidding. I like his stuff. Oh, Gnostic says these are $25 at the store, new. Not for me, my friend. Soil radio operator says, I never sent you an email. Your address is guarded by a CAPTCHA. Well, are you human? Are you a robot? Are you sent from the future to send me an email? Gnostic says blood oaths. Sounds very Catholic. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I can contact you. You should be able to get my email. It shouldn't. I went to your channel and I think I tried to, I don't know how to message you though. I couldn't find an email. Little Red Hen, being a new dad and mom pushed me to prep harder. Yeah, nothing makes you feel like a failure without having the need for what you need for your child, be it water, diapers, food. Yeah. Backroad said mark of the beast vetting. Yeah. Food forest is pretty cool. Yeah, that is a good idea. It's hard to find it hard to find Bible groups as a man, as a teenager. I was in one that became cultish, been turned off ever since, been studying myself more as of recently. What do you mean cultish? I don't know. I kind of like cultish, to be honest with you. I prefer hardcore stuff. I go to men's Bible studies. I go to men's groups, and it's, I don't know, they try and get you to cry, and then they're like, let's read and feel together. So, radio operator, you're human. Maybe, is it bad to drop my email in the chat? You can get to my email through my page. You have to answer a CAPTCHA to see a person's email. It's so they cannot be spammed. Can we wear canvas rucks as hoods in your college? Yeah. Klondike, our prepping philosophy has to change with kids living away at college. Maybe a good video. Yeah, most of mine are still at home though, still. Yeah, helping your kids be prepared from afar. That's impossible because they can do what they want now, apparently. Canvas rucks. This is quieter, Jason. Better for people. I feel like nunchucks. Food forest stuff is cool. We have a guerrilla garden in our local walking path forest with various fruit bushes and veggies that grow natural. Yeah, guerrilla gardens are dope. I love those. Devil's Luck, striking out for Bible studies in my area. It's because you're calling yourself Devil's Luck. All old people stuck in the 80s. You can get some wisdom from them, but I know what you're saying. It's like, yeah, I want people my age. But most of the people my age are kind of boring. I know a few. I have some neighbors that are super awesome. They're older than me even, and I learn a lot from them. They're good to hang out with. Maybe most people are just boring. I don't know. Been deleted says the email link feature works on a computer through the home tab, I believe, but the CAPTCHA is finicky. Jason says, oh, I need a recommendation for a good side-by-side Bible study with multiple translations of the Bible listed together. My old modern language Bible from the 90s seems to have disappeared. I am a King James only guy, personally. But I like the old, I forget what they called them, where they had the side-by-sides. I had a Bible, I had a book. It was a Bible that had like 5 translations next to each other. Like each verse that was pretty cool. Crying and feel my feelings, but also the group made me feel like it was supposed to be my whole life. They made it feel like I wasn't able to have a life outside the group. Everything had to be with them. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. It's one of the problems with churches, right? Like as soon as they're built on people, more people coming, and the 3 Bs, the butts, the buildings, and the budgets, it's hard to get away from that. Nomad said, that's a great dexterity training tool. I've been using a double since the late 70s. I started Japanese. A dexterity tool? How is it a dexterity? What am I supposed to do with it for dexterity? Just, am I doing it now? Little Red Hen, your son is your comms guy? That is amazing. I have a son but he'd be able to do it. Yeah, Wyoming says, we get boring dealing with life and bills. That's true. Yeah, Strong's Concordance, that's a really good book to have. Yeah, I love a good concordance. Big, thick, heavy leather binding. Jason says, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. America, US, Maricus. Hello. What up, Maricus? I recognize your little avatar. I think you dropped some relatively controversial comments on one of my videos. Backroads Nomad, CAPTCHA functions scan the hardware of the initiator. It's Google malware encouraged by spam. Okay, Jason says the fidget toys called a big letter. He's like, I already told you this. You can look up different tricks you can do on YouTube. I will do that, sir, because I'm gonna smack myself for this. This is like, it's like a kid who just gets new nunchucks and he smacks himself in the head. Little Red Hen, we're both in the local radio club, Cert and Aries. Ooh. Little Red Hen, are you a FUD? Are you a radio FUD? You can learn a lot from those clubs, though. Those Elmers, they know a lot. That's for sure. Maybe. She's like, I don't think I'm a FUD. But I did do a fox hunt and found somebody, pirate radio. I hear my wife in the driveway yelling at one of my kids. So winter preps. What are you guys doing for winter preps? I pulled my sweater vest bag out. I'm getting my winter bag together for my kids. I have a big van that is in the shop, so when I get that back, I'll probably put a bag together for it. Being a 20-something just as hard finding some good people that are like-minded. Yeah, community here is great. Yep. Late but here, still thankful to Father that today was peaceful. What's up, Watchman? How are you? Little Red Hand says she used to do CB hunts in high school. It was like hide and seek, a total blast. Little Red Hand, if you did CB hunts in high school, you might be a radio FUD. Oh, twirl it before your fingers. You know what I've noticed after 50 is my grip strength is going down. It's infuriating. Like jars, I mean, that's what I do. I open jars. So I got a bucket of rice, and I've been doing rice work in the garage. I do kettlebells, I do barbells, but not as much as I used to, so that's infuriating. It's really making me angry. Like hoses and things that used to be a couple of my, yeah. My wife is looking at me like, so I got to get my grip strength back up. I put a grip, some grip things in my car too. Class of 96. Yeah. Winter preps. I plan to heat with diesel again this year, so I need to run to make sure it's good to go. Wasteland. Hey, I was just talking about you. Live at the worst time for me. Sorry, man. Sunday nights are the best time for me. We were just talking about your video, Chris. That's a great video you put out, the pantry video. I love that. You're like, I don't think anybody should ever bug in, but just in case I have a year's worth of food. That's like boss level. Brad says more water storage, figure out some backup heating. Yep. Natural gas furnace, power shuts off. Any thoughts? Any thoughts for Brad on backup heating? Wife and 3 kids, low brain power these days. Yep. My winter prep so far is EcoFlow solar generator. Working on a pigtail for my furnace to be able to hook up my gas generator. Yep. Dilgat says clearing out the rain gutter keeps the leaves tidy, disconnecting rain collection before the freeze. Oh, I gotta turn my sprinklers off too. Plastic on the windows, keeping the car sorted and stocked. Yep. Hoodies and extra t-shirts, heavy throw blankets in the back. Yep. A small grill so I can heat up rocks and keep them on the floorboard of the car. Heat up the car. Yep. I thought you would like the pantry one. Yeah. Yeah. You're like, I don't even think about bugging in, but my pantry is 10 times better than yours, actually. Like, you son of a mother. Getting old sucks. It does suck. Devil's luck. Get a squeeze grip trainer. Is that the thing with the, yeah. Texas Prepper, what's up, man? I saw you mention me. I got to go look at what you're doing over there. Posted 2 videos on a solar air heater. Got a 30 and 50D gain with a 4-inch vent pipe. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's good. Glenn, what is up, Glenn? Class of 83. CBs were a thing back then too. Still have my mobile unit. Yeah. Wasteland says, I like your axe video. I didn't realize I didn't know enough about axes. Yeah. I love me some axes. Der Buchenmacher, good evening. Sir, I showed your thing that you made. The sheath for the pick. MTW, 68%, baby. I got some feedback for you. This is great, though. I love this thing. Thank you so much. And, oh, so good. I might just keep it just for that. Propane buddy heater. Yeah, I need one of those, too. Some canned food. Texas Prepper, what's up, man? I'm sorry you didn't like the meme extension. What are you talking about? Der Buchenmacher. Buchenmacher. I need to say that correctly. Buchenmacher. Sorry you didn't like the meme extension. What are you talking about? I loved it. That was a fake video. I was being sarcastic. I love these. Thank you. And I love this. Be careful with pellet stoves. Wyoming says for winter, add weight to the truck bed Change of clothing and boots stored in the vehicle. Since we live on a mountain, we're always ready for winter. Yeah. Quinn says, I've been looking at my ham license or GMRS license. Would you recommend GMRS or just go for ham? Both, because GMRS just costs money, and then go for ham. I do both. Because these radios do both, right? The Baofengs do both, so it's hard to, sometimes you end up jumping on the wrong thing. So if you have a license for both, you're squared away. Texas Prepper says, I raised the air temperature from 95 degrees to 130 and 150. Really? Lois says, I need to load the truck with winter kits and chains, but need to improve them so everyone in the family. Cold weather gear. I need to get salt for the driveway while it's cheap. Yeah. Buddy propane heaters. Yeah. 20 pounds. Tank adapters. Great for emergency heating a small room. That's my thought. Like in winter, if the power goes out, all my family would just be in the same room with sleeping bags and a couple heaters. The compasses. Oh, I loved it, man. I loved it. I was being sarcastic. I would hope you picked up on that. I called them trash, but that's because I hate compasses. I loved them. And I kept a few out for my kids, so. Neats for oil? I need to get some of that. I do love the smell of leather. Oh my gosh. Neats for oil. Neats for oil. Walmart makes a buddy heater knockoff for half the price. Really? Buddy heater went up 20 bucks from last year. Yeah. Whenever you're watching, Mike, where we go? I'm way behind here. Where am I going? Never too far from sniffing something. Yeah. Water bladder in the truck, 500 pounds, winter prep, basically my summer prep. Oh, because you live in the south. Chris is like, winter, what's this winter you speak of? Wood stove, but catch the exhaust for more gasification. 10 by 14 tent that we can set up in case of an emergency in our bedroom. Everyone would sleep in there for easier heat. That's a good idea. Helps a bunch. Diesel fuel. Glenn Kona, yeah, Backroads has been running a CB since 76. Cobra 29. Oh, I thought that was his call sign. Cobra 29. Clipped and peaked. K40 antenna. I don't know what any of that means, Backroads, but I'm sure it's great. Mr. Buddy. Everybody uses Mr. Buddy. I don't have a Mr. Buddy heater. I need to get one. Winter preps. Looking to get a folding saw to keep in my truck. Yeah. Already have a Cold Steel Trail Boss and a folding snow shovel and a wool blanket. Yeah. They are trash compasses. Hey, they're still compasses, right? To me, all compasses are trash. Meat's foot. Oh, meat's foot. Meat's foot oil. God, it's good. Backroad says if you get your ham license first, you can get your GMRS for free. I did not know that. I can't type today. Yeah. Look into old school hot water bottles for sleeping, especially for women and kids in your group. They struggle with cold more than men. Watch out for that meat's foot oil. I think it's neat's foot. Meat's foot. Nothing like some meaty feet oil. What? Be cautious with the Ozark Trail Buddy heater. And Buddy's tip sensor on his failed and melted a hole in his fishing shanty. Chainsaw in the truck. Yeah, that's a good idea. Quinn says, good to know about the ham license and GMRS. Yeah. Yeah, this is, I think I showed this. This is going to be my new Trail Boss. What? Look how sexy that is. Look at that profile. It's gorgeous. Wait, look. How about this? It's going to be my new axe. 2 Mr. Heaters, 1 Buddy, and 1 Big Buddy. $15 used? Maybe I ought to go to Marketplace. Yeah. Backroads, I'm going to go to Marketplace. Love that handle. Yeah. Whiskey River Trading Company, man. They make some nice handles. Nice and thin, too. That's a nice thing about vintage handles are very thin. These new handles, a lot of times, they're way too thick. They're just, they hurt, they wear your hands out after a while. Hooves, I got in the habit of topping off each week. Yep. Carol says it's called neat's foot because it sounds better than squeezed out of the feet of butchered baby cows. It's from the shin and foot bones of cattle. Okay. Wyoming's off grid, so they have to have fuel delivered. He's hardcore. That's going to be a good looking axe. Yeah. Didn't know I needed one until your video explained why. Yeah, it's just, I'm cheap and I didn't want to buy a chainsaw. So an axe is slower, but you know, it's a good workout too. Plus it's cool. Mr. Buddy is a great winter must have. Yeah. I'm going to go on, Marketplace tonight probably. That X profile is going to be super sharp, but I wouldn't trust it too much. You mean this one? It looks like a, what do they call that? There's a type of axe that looks like that. It's for hewing or something. I forget what it's called. Marketplace is great for preps. Yep, people don't know what they got. That's right, yeah. Coleman stove, planning on repainting it, restoring it fully. The last axe I put together was a vintage college 2.5 pound head on a 20-inch West Coast saw, straight hickory handle, splits kindling like a champ. That's right, yeah, love it. Harbor Freight has some good hickory handle hatchets. Yeah, they've come up. Their hatchets have come up. I've heard, I think I saw Wrangler Star talking about theirs, but biggest problem with propane heaters is the condensation. You have to be careful about mold forming from the condensation. Buchenbacher says, try cutting a 3-foot diameter tree with an axe. No, sir. 9. That's why we invented chainsaws. Yeah. I mean, axes, you know, with enough work. Yeah. But like for most of the 68%, if you're felling a tree, you're going to need a bigger axe for sure. But for processing a lot of down trees, but for smaller tasks, anything less than felling, a couple axes will do good. It'll take you longer, but after tornado, you hear the chainsaws buzzing. Yeah. Watchman News says that's why he uses a diesel heater. It's dry heat. Feels very similar to the heat a wood stove puts off. Really? A diesel heater. I need to hang a vintage Holtzbrook 2.5 double bit. What? I picked up on Marketplace for 20. God, that's amazing. That sounds like a sexy axe. All right, guys and gals and non-binary pals, I'm going to dip. Love you like all the people that live in the next county that I'll never see but pass by on my way home from work. Peace all. Peace out, Jason. Thanks again, man. I appreciate, and I'm sure my audience appreciates the silence. Watchman, what is the 12-volt current draw of diesel heaters? Uh-oh. Watchman, you've piqued Texas preppers' interest with that diesel heater talk. Buchenmacher says propane combustion produces water. Yep. I have to run a dehumidifier in my gun shop in the winter because of the propane. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Can't imagine a survival scenario where you'd need to fell a 3-foot tree. Yeah, probably not felling it, right? Maybe if it fell across the road, like we get snowstorms and ice storms, that'll put some big trees down, but Wrangler Star. At my age, I prefer it. Wyoming says he prefers a chainsaw at his age. Wrangler Star says, Delgott says, Wrangler Star has interesting views, obviously controversial, but that's intentional. I like him, interested to see what Mike thinks. I like him a lot. I've been watching him for a long time. I like him. I like that he tends to think outside the box. I'm a fan of originality, so. And I tend to think about a lot of the things that kind of the same way he does, you know. A lot of religious and church, and I feel like he's pretty common sense, but. Do I have any good boot recommendations? I've been wearing Red Wing Iron Rangers, but I'm looking for something else. Well, what's your just everyday, Quinn, or like winter or Buchenmacher? Yeah, tree across the road. Yeah, if that tree's big enough, that I might not pull out my axe. I'll be like, we'll wait for someone with a chainsaw, and then they'll come with a chainsaw. Z-Man, B-Man, what look at $20. Gotta leave here soon. Glad to catch the stream today. Thank you very much, Z-Man, B-Man. Appreciate you, man. You just bought another, you probably bought another axe handle for me. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll be better prepared for winter. Cheap diesel heaters are awesome with a little maintenance and mods you can find on YouTube. They run a long time. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. I recommend a few electric blankets. They make some that are low wattage and you can run from your solar generator. I don't have a solar generator. And obviously, weather permitting, recharge the next day. Also 7-day candles. Okay. Wife and I, Wyoming wears waterproof side zip tactical boots most of the time. Everyday work boots. Okay, so Quinn says, looking for recommendations. Quinn is everyday work boots. I work in an office, but enjoy working with my hands and doing manual labor. I'm just looking for an all-around pair. Yeah, the Red Wings are good. They're just, they're so expensive. There's some other brands that I think are just as good as Red Wing, Chippewa, and they tend to be cheaper. I bought a pair of Thursday boots. They're more dress boots, though. I mean, they've held up okay, but yeah, Red Wings are good. If you can buy them used. I get a lot of used boots off of eBay. Boot recommendation, get your feet out of the foot coffins. Footwear damages the feet severely. So Backroads, are you barefoot? Are you a Cody Lundeen disciple? Well, in the winter, you got to wear boots in the office, though. You can't go around barefoot in the office. You can run a diesel heater on waste oil. That's pretty cool. Carol says, when my mag and I go to our property. Also a fan. Glenn Koenig, $5. Used towards the purchase of this week's fidget item. Taping knife was last week's news. Yeah. I need a quiet fidget device. Yeah. I feel like I need an authentic MTW axe, Mike Tango Whiskey axe with Wasteland by Wednesday burned into the handle. We'll talk, Chris. You want me to make you an axe? I'll make you an axe, man. I'd love to make you an axe. You got no trees down there in the desert. What do you need an axe for? Like a tomahawk, a fighting axe? I can do that. Email me, man. I'll make you an axe. Zachary Russell says, howdy. Any recommendations of what to look for in thrift store Gore-Tex? Signs of... I don't believe in Gore-Tex. I think Gore-Tex is not real. I don't think any fabric can breathe and keep water out at the same time. And there's some pretty good videos out there by some backpackers that talk about that we've kind of been lied to about Gore-Tex. I don't... you know what I've been looking into recently especially for winter is a fishnet shirt, fishnet layers. In Europe, they do it. I used a beanie that was knitted like a crochet, and it had holes in it, kept my head warm and allowed the sweat out as a base layer. I think that's the key. And then something waterproof on top of it. Yeah. Little Red Hen. Yeah, Keen makes some good boots. I'm wearing Keens right now. No, I'm not. Am I wearing Keens? Good pair of winter boots. Like Do Everything winter boots. These aren't muck boots. These are just rubber boots. I used these to drain my pool today. But good pair of wool socks and muck boots. You can find muck boots in thrift stores too. I find them all the time. Backroads said he was barefoot before Cody was ever a thing. So Cody stole it from Backroads. That's pretty cool. What do you do in the winter? Backroads, he likes to run around when Wasteland says, if I had $1 for every time I had to clear out a massive dead Joshua tree. So you're chopping trees, Chris? And would you be carrying this axe? So this is a pack axe length. This is 24 inches. The Grants Force Brooks are like, this is a 26 inch. This is a little bit shorter. Once I put the head on this, it'll probably be shorter, but this is a 26 inch. This is considered like a pack or a forest axe. You'd probably want to stay in the 24 inch range, to be honest with you. Mike in Fishnet. Get this out of my head. Why'd you do this to me? Yeah, base layers. We've been lied to about our base layers, man. They don't breathe. I don't believe in Gore-Tex. I wore Gore-Tex in the military, and if it rains long enough, if you're out in the rain long enough, it soaks through, and you still sweat. It keeps all your sweat inside. I don't believe in Gore-Tex. Buchenmacher says, I got my muck boots at Cabela's for 20 bucks. Sale plus new credit card. Yeah. Yeah, off season, especially. Muck boots are nice though. They're like the neoprene and they last. They're really well built. Quinn says, would you rather eat see a Leatherman or a folding knife? A Leatherman, because a Leatherman's got a blade on it too, right? Yeah, it's got both. I mean, I think we carry these big pocket knives, you know, and most of the time we don't need this. It's like, let me cut my apple and open this box, and the blade on a Leatherman is probably enough. Merino wool for the base layer, yes, but it's so expensive. It's like $90 for a good one. I can't do that. Brad says, who has a Grail? I have a Grail. Timberland, good boots for boots, Brad? Yeah. Devil's Luck says, wool is the undisputed champ. I do. I love wool. I love me some wool. Yeah, that's God's material for sure. Darn Tough are the only wool socks worth it. Yeah, everybody says that. They're expensive, but they're worth it. It's been 3 years of having people buy them for all my gifts, and I finally have enough to wear them in the winter. S-Wing Camper's axe, 26 inch, I think. Yeah, works fine, but no personality. I also have a Grail. Well, Chris, you want me to make you an axe, man? I'm gonna make you an axe. But I can't. What are we gonna do about the whole email, the shipping thing? We gotta figure that out. I'm not flying down there to deliver you an axe, I'll tell you that. Victorinox Swiss tool is far better than Leatherman. How dare you, Backroads? Is it? I've never used Victorinox. I've been issued Leathermans my whole life. I don't like the Gerbers, but I have used Leatherman for a while. I feel like Leatherman is too bulky for EDC unless you're working blue collar, but then again, you have your tools. How dare you? I know I've showed you guys this, the Skinth. It does a great job of putting everything together though. I've had this thing for years and years. I don't even know if he's still making them, but like it does a good job of keeping things slim, all in one spot. And even if you take the lighter out of the front, like if I take that stupid screwdriver out of there, I can't do that. Like it's pretty slim instead of being really bulky. I like these. Gerber is the superior multi-tool. How dare you? Everybody liked Gerber though too. When in the Air Force, everybody liked it. Carol knits her own socks. It's 100% pure merino wool. It's worth it. I'm sure it is. Holy crap. Let's see. Brand of socks, Camel City, that are great, pricey, but really good. I've never understood why the backside of the axe handle isn't straight with the grain of the wood. Most of the handles I've seen either broke. Yeah, the grain on the handles is supposed to be vertical to line up with the energy of the chop. I'll try to find the merino base layer on Amazon. It was around 70 bucks last year for top and pants. That's not bad. Top and bottoms for 70 bucks. Alpaca base layer is much better than merino wool. Merino wears out too fast. Alpaca, isn't that like $1 million though? Backroads. Carol, maybe you can knit us some socks out of alpaca wool. That would be dope. Chris says we do, and at some point I'll have another road trip to the PNW. I used to be up there a few times a year. Yeah, Chris, if you come local, you let me know, and I'll make you an axe so you can take it back with you. I have to get you a case or something, maybe a box, or yeah, we'll do it for sure, man. Alpaca is wool. Oh, okay, but specifically alpaca wool, isn't that more expensive than like lamb wool? For EDC, I've been liking the idea of a Leatherman Skeletool CX. Yeah. Chris says Gerber, the baby food. Yes, that's what he's talking about. Baby food is superior to Leatherman, but it stays in your bag, not on your person. Well, that's true. So in summertime, I don't wear it because I tuck my shirt at work. But in winter, I usually wear a sweater, so I'll untuck and I'll wear this in winter. But it's always with me. But I don't not wear it because it's too bulky. It's just I don't like looking like Batman when I'm at work because I'm in dress business casual. So, all right, Mahoney, I'll see you later, man. Shalom. Back roads, bison wool socks and mittens had for 30 years. They wear like iron. Carol says the downside is she's a really slow knitter. What size foot do you have? And I'll send you a pair of alpaca socks. 10.5. I wear 10.5. Dilgat says if somebody's making socks, please make him a pair. Isn't alpaca from llamas? Isn't an alpaca a llama? Aren't they the same thing? Klondike says he carries a Skeletool. Chris. Leatherman does make horrible baby food. They do. They do make horrible. Carol says, get me some alpaca wool. She'll spin it and then make it, then knit it for you. Holy crap. Yeah. Fewer alpaca than sheep. Yep. Alpaca wool is awesome. I do have some from Peru. I found some alpaca sweaters in thrift stores. Yeah. It's very warm. It's really nice. Backroad says alpaca base layer for $65. The merino equivalent was 120. Okay. You can find it cheaper. Brandon says, may I ask your profession? Not sure if you have mentioned that before. I'm kind of a corporate trainer. So I train people for a living, like leadership development, communication. I teach adults. Koenig says, since discovering you in Wasteland, I am miserable at my preps and I feel like I need to start from scratch. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to do that to you. What am I looking at? 63. Am I at 63 minutes? Holy crap. That went quick. Alpacas are not llamas. Sorry, little red hen. Every time Carol says something, I feel like she's the best prepper of all of us. I know, right? She's like, yeah, well, when I knit my own alpaca socks, they last me 20 years. Meanwhile, I'm at Walmart buying wool socks, it's cotton socks. Devil's luck. Picking up 300 Vise. What is your profession? Yeah. Yeah, Buchenmacher says he has an alpaca farm down the road. Yeah, what they have in their farm store, they probably do sell socks. I feel like Carol would be a good person to be part of your group, you know? That's something people talk about having. We need a machine gunner, we need a DMR, a designated marksman, and we need a nobody talks about a seamstress. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about their prepper group having a seamstress. Chris, do you guys have a seamstress in yours? I feel like you should. Like post-collapse, you're gonna have to make your own clothes. We're just gonna go back to loincloths. I'm down. Wyoming always has a Leatherman wave. Yeah, that's what I've got too. I've got a Leatherman wave that I've had for probably, it's the old one. I've probably had that sucker for 25 years. It's not spring loaded. That's the only downside. I like the new spring loaded one, so I have to kind of do it like chopsticks. Chris says, Backroad says, we have 3 alpaca ranches in Montana. They sell like crazy in this region. I know they have dealers in your area, Mike Tango Whiskey. Here they sell at Ace Hardware as well as, okay, maybe I'll start looking. Carol says, yes, you want me on your team if there's a zombie apocalypse. You need a loom? Carol says, I'm shite at military stuff, but I can run your homestead and knit my socks. Yeah, I think that's a good person to have. Chris says he thinks he's the seamstress, which isn't good. See, I have daughters who can sew, so I might be okay. Quinn says, have you seen the Dirty Civilian channel? Yes, I talk about them often. I love it. It's just kind of out of my price range. But they're doing some good, like, philosophy stuff recently that I like. Very high production. But every time I watch their channel, I feel broke. Like, I don't have nods and that little thing that sits on top of your sniper rifle to make you, you know, I don't have the money. Brandon says, funny you bring up seamstress. I've been looking for used sewing machine for someone to teach me. Yeah. I can sew. I'm not very good at it, but Carol had her degree in fiber arts. What? I can hand stitch patches and basic stuff. Making from scratch, I'd be lost. Yeah. Gerber can be deployed with one hand, model dependent. I haven't found a Leatherman that meets this. Yeah, I know. The way they, all the mechanics I work with would flip out their Gerber. Has anyone ever tried a manual sewing machine? Is that such a thing? Is there such a thing? Looking for a cheap used sewing machine. I have a cheap Chinese one. Has taught me what I want, a better one. They are expensive. The good ones are expensive. I did upholstery on a Consew 206 RB. It was an industrial one. They're pricey. They're like $1,500, or they were $1,500, but Anthony Pocock says, any self-sufficient man worth his salt should be able to sew. Yeah, it's a lost art, man. One thing everybody fails to remember, this is Wyoming, you will need to eat, drink, stay clean, etc. every day, but may not need to ever fire a weapon. Yeah. Money is the hardest prep, hardest to wrap my hand around. Yeah, that's true. Glenn says, I need a Tatsi embroidered patch for my get home bag. I should have the stickers here this week. Maybe I'll just make a Tatsi patch on Amazon. Skywalker Precious Metal says, I broke down and got a fanny pack. Welcome to the club, my friend. You'll never go back. The other place I bought a Leatherman was Pawn Shops. Yeah. Broken wave for $5. Mailed it to Leatherman in the warranty claim, and they mailed me a brand new wave. My main sewing machine is a 115-year-old Singer. Yeah, they last forever. Wyoming says he has 3 manual sewing machines. A couple of times a year, dye wool, scarves. I have 2 treadle machines, 1 Singer, 1 Whites. New leather belts for them. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Devil's Luck says, when are the morale patches coming? I'm prototyping the stickers first, and then I'm going to move on to patches. Wishing I spent more time sewing with my grandma. Yeah, I know, right? Treadle machine 2. I was disappointed, though. It has a long bobbin. We're getting into the woods here with leather belt or nylon belt. Every day I wear a nylon belt. To work, I wear a leather belt. I just have an old rigger's belt that I've been wearing for 50 years. Nylon, the Velcro hasn't worn out yet, so. This is quieter. You guys are better off. You better all thank Jason Myers for making this for me. Little Red Hen says, sorry, Mike. What else do I got? Nothing. I feel like today was productive. I still have some work to do for work. I need to do some evaluations. I haven't done them yet. Backroad says Mike rejected my 68% logo design I made and sent to him. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Yeah, listen, originality is important to me. I got to come up with my own crap. So I appreciate you doing that for me, but yeah. Skywalker says cake or pie? Pie. Mr. Scott, hiya, word up from Northampton, UK. Oh my gosh, what time is it there? Ditch Doc, did I make it? You did make it, Ditch Doc. Ditch Doc says, howdy, what up, man? PVC patches are the way to go, yeah? Are they more expensive, though? Dilgat says, originality is why I'm here, yeah. I'm working with a friend of mine to make the logos, and he's super original. I like his work, so. 2:15 a.m., oh my gosh. Put your knives away, MC. Is that me? No, MC Scott, yeah. Yeah. Are we gonna pretend there's not a Kirky behind him? No, that's a cold steel machete, man. That's a cold steel machete for yard work. Wasteland says honesty and authenticity is why I'm here. Brother, that's why you're getting an axe from me, my friend. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Wait till you guys see my Friends Part 2 video. It's coming out Wednesday. I get kind of fired up in that one because it's a passion point for me. Oh. We are at the other side tonight. We got spun around. What do you mean, Ditch Doc? We're at the other side. What does that mean? I need to figure out some cooler things to do with this. The view. Oh, are we? I never know. If you guys are looking at me backwards, it's reversed. Is it? That's so lame. I don't know how to not do that. After Glock says, if you consider doing a video with your thoughts on neighborhood security and sustainment as a secure community during TOTSI, SHTF, things like roles. Yes, I have. And I think I finally have neighbors that I can do that with. We're looking at the other tool wall. I think it's the same tool wall. It's just reversed. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I think that may be more realistic for TOTSI, right? A lot of the prepper videos I see, they're like, okay, you got to build your fire team. You start with the machine gunner. I'm like, do I? I don't think I do. Like I've driven around my neighborhood with those thoughts in mind, like who lives where and kind of like ranges and all that stuff. And you know, if you had to put up roadblocks, like where would it be in your neighborhood? Who could you have do that? You wouldn't be in kit, you know. You wouldn't be in kit. That's for sure. Quinn says best first firearm to buy. What do you guys think? I think a pistol. I mean, a Glock. I heard good things about M&P. A 9mm pistol that you can use for home defense and for carry. That should be your first purchase, I think. Oh, and Backroads says, yeah, good products. That's a good point. Backroads, that's true. You put out garbage quickly and people won't do it, yeah. You should do a machete video, kind of like your axe video. I only have one machete, though. I have like 20 axes. Ditch Doc says, do you have Twitter? I'm not on Twitter. Should I be on Twitter? I feel like that's where everybody gets their news, but does anyone have a drawn-out layout of the garage? I mostly just picture bags and preps hanging from the ceiling, no room. There's no car in here, I'll tell you that. And yes, all of my bags are in the ceiling. You guys want to see that? I gotta make sure I don't show anything like, let's see. You guys want a sneak peek here? All the bags. There's also like, I haven't showed you my tactical clothing collection that I've collected too. I have a really nice pair of coveralls that are God's Camo, the M81. They're really nice. That's gonna be my go-to kit for SHTF. Depends on what you're looking for. Carol says machine guns go through ammo too fast. Yeah, I know, right? Ammo factory and your Bob. Yeah, exactly. Preps, water, food security, power, and community. Ruger 1022. G19. Yep, Klondike says G19 for what? If you're just learning an air rifle or 22. Ruger RXM. I've heard good things about the Ruger. U.S. blocks are so hard to defend besides cul-de-sacs. I know. Where I'm at, we're kind of elevated, so that's an advantage for us. We have a pretty good line of sight to all corners of the neighborhood, or most. Yeah, Quinn, I would probably go with it if you're looking for CCW. G19, M&P is good. I've heard good things about that Ruger RXM, which is basically like a Glock 3 clone. M&P Shield 2.0, 308 bolt gun. Yep. School bus do you drive for hauling the family around? How dare you? Vans, just vans. Yeah. My kids are moving out, so I don't need as big a van as I used to, but yeah, also Quinn, stay with common calibers, man. You know, these people, they're getting all fancy with their calibers. I go 9mm, 5.56, and 308. And I have some 22 for plinking and a shotgun, but all these new fandangled, it's just too much money. I don't, if it's too expensive, I won't shoot it. So I've leaned heavy into leather work. Fry Daddy's made 6 pairs of shoes. Carol and Fry Daddy, you guys are automatically in my group. We have a friend that has a long driveway. He has motion alarms set at different distances. So when he hears certain sounds, he knows the distance from the house. That's brilliant. I forgot too, I have a neighbor who is a seamstress. So I have daughters who are seamstresses, and I have a neighbor who's a seamstress. So work out pretty well. I've heard great things. Takes Glock 19 mags. Oh, is that the RXM? Yeah. Huge plus. You can find holsters for it. Yeah. Compatibility. So like me and my wife have used the same firearm. So holsters and magazines, and yeah, that's the way to go. I think that's the way to go. I had different calibers and I just consolidated, man. I consolidated all of my rifles down to those 3 calibers just because RXM is the future. RXM is decent. Which is it? 2 entry points for your subdivision. If you're going to invest in relearn equipment, make sure you get some practice before things get tough. It's an art as a science, okay? Wyoming has no neighbors. Of course you don't, Wyoming. I like a 1911, but it's a little big for CCW right now. Yeah. They're fun and they're nice to hold, but if it's too big, Quinn, you won't carry it. That's the challenge. You got to get something that's small enough where you can carry it in summer and in winter, especially in summer where you wear like a t-shirt and shorts maybe. It's got to be something, because otherwise you'll end up leaving it at home. Mocker, yeah, so 5.7 by 28s. It's not a sustainable round. Those are cool, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. One of those weird calibers that, yeah. Dilgat says, nice prepper garage, no car. Can't rely on that. Ditch Doc says, you can actually get 300 blackout cheaper than 5.56. Is that true? Really? Yeah, I'm 300 blackout. I don't do suppressors, so. Platypus 2011. Way cool being a gunsmith. I'm certified as a gunsmith. I just don't have an FFL, so I can't work on other people's stuff, but ammo seek, yep. Yeah, 1911s are great, but they're too heavy, limited on capacity. Yeah. Bolt caliber gun. Cowboy wants a 44 mag. The cowboy in me wants a 357 for a revolver. Yeah. Bolt caliber. So I got a Sig Cross. I was in the market for the Ruger, and I saw a bunch of them at a pawn shop, and the Rugers are so big and so heavy. I found this Sig Cross, and I was like, what is this? And it's great. It's nice and lightweight. Put a nice, nice for me scope on it. Yeah. It folds. The stock folds. It's nice and compact. It's nice. Yeah, as long as you don't get the first gen. They have like everything else Sig puts out. They beta test the first gen on their customers. So if you don't get the first gen of the SIG Cross, you should be good to go. It's nice. I keep looking at it, but I can't show it on live. But Marlin lever action. Lever actions are cool, but they're, from what I learned in my gunsmithing classes, is that lever actions can be kind of finicky. I don't know. I've never owned one, but. Quinn, also, so my summer carry is a 365. I like those. Again, a SIG product, but reliability's been spot on, and it's so light and so small, and it has good capacity too. So, Block 212, 219 says I've carried a Glock 19 on duty for years, but switched to the Echelon. Switching back to the Glocks. Echelon, is that a Springfield? I think it's a Springfield. Yeah, Carol. So I love the P365. Yeah, they shoot. They're steel. I don't know what it is. It feels like more gun than it is, and they shoot really nice. They stay really. I had a Bursa 380, and man, pow, pow, every time I would fire that, I felt like it was breaking my wrist. It felt like my whole hand was getting bit by a machine. The 365 shoot really nice, and they're small, they're compact, easy to conceal. I do love those guns. Hand loading will only last so long as your supplies. Bursas are junk. Thank you, Bushinmacher. It was my first one. I bought this conceal carry model, but 380. It was just, I don't know if it was that round or that gun or both, but it was terrible. I hated shooting it to the point that I stopped carrying it. And I was like, what is the point of this? So, Hero of Canton says, did you get your Bursa in the South Hall Fred Meyer parking lot? No. Why, did you sell one? No. One thing no one talks about is aftermarket, whether it's because you want to customize or just tweak something. Glock's aftermarket wasn't something someone told me at first. Yeah. You got to think about aftermarket too. Holsters and some of these new, fandangle guns. Companies are good about putting holsters out quickly, but the more common the gun, the more likely you are to find aftermarket accessories for it. So short barrel would be snappy. Maybe that was the problem. It was just the design and everything. It was just, I hated shooting it. It hurt. I remember having a thought. It was like, if I had to draw this on somebody, I might throw it down and fight them with my fists because it's so terrible to shoot. No, the 380 is a good round. I do like the round itself, but it was such a pain to shoot. Yeah, what model? 365? It's just the regular one, man. Can you show magazines on a live? I don't think you can. Oh, South Hill, Fred Meyer? No. When Washington was a free state? No. Prepping parts, plenty, everyone, yeah. Good 9mm and PCC is a decent combo, especially when using plus P ammo. Yeah, I got myself a PCC. I love those. Another thing people don't fully mention, spare parts for your guns. Yeah, full rebuild kits. Bushenmacher says lever guns can be finicky. Yeah, keep them clean and lubed. Yeah, because the mechanism is there's so many moving parts in the mechanism, So Ditch Doc says he's been happy with his 43X. That's a good handgun too. The wife and I have XDM 3.8 9mm 19+1. Yep, shorter barrel, still full capacity mags. Yep. 365 Legion feels the best to me. Yeah, the 365 variants are so nice because the frame and they're finding the perfect sweet spot between like capacity and carryability and shooting. They're really nice. It's a nice line of pistol. Despite the trouble that SIG is having, the 365 has been pretty successful. Devil's Luck says, for me, survival is about the continuation of normalcy. Running gun battle every day is far from normal. That's true. Wasteland says, we'll still have cases of 22 when all the 223 is gone. Yeah. Do some diff. Hello, Arizona American family. What's up? A lot of attention is paid to firearms, less to homestead. Yeah. Firearms are, they're just sexier, you know, everybody wants to talk about guns. Quinn, I need to take off. All right, man. Yeah, I probably do too. What am I at? 85 minutes? Oh my gosh. Nomad says, Backroad says, Glocks suck. They have a horrible, unnatural grip, not comfortable. They are blocky. I don't really like that about them. Yeah. Yeah, I should probably get off here too. I appreciate you guys, man. This has been a good live. I think it's a lot of good information in here. Ugh, I got work to do. Still gotta eat dinner. I don't know if I have to make dinner. I don't know what's waiting for me inside. I never know. Fajitas are ready. All right, Chris. Hey, Chris, let's keep in touch with that axe thing, man. Ugh. All right, everybody. Thanks for everything. I appreciate you all. Look forward to putting out some more content for you. Shoot me a message if you guys need anything or want anything. And thank Jason Myers for giving me a silent fidget thing, so you guys don't have to listen to it. So we need a gong outro. That's done. I love that. Bell in and out, yeah. All right, you guys. Glad you made it in, Ditch Doc. Good live, able to catch quite a bit, yeah. Barter items, alcohol, cigarettes, weed. What about weed? Do any preppers talk about weed as a prep? I think you probably should. Anyway. All right, you guys. Wait, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm doing this. I love you all like, what do I love you like? What do I love you like? I don't know, you guys give me something. What do I love you all like? Drawing a blank here. I'll sign off as soon as we as soon as you guys give me a good I love you like. What do I love you like? Brandon has an ounce ready to barter with. Devil's Luck says, I love you like the random guy that delivers my Amazon package. Yeah. Used and broken in, but needs a wash. Like the strange, okay, I love you like the strange old guy at work that no one knows what they do, but they're friendly. Good enough. All right, everybody. I wish you the best and have a good night. This is Mike Tango Whiskey, and I'm all clear.